Tim. Carry On Alice breaks their hearts again.
Pulling clear in the closing stages. Smart Call wins the Jambi Mid. And Smart Call comes home to win it in the main Johns Farms Paddock Stakes.
Welcome to another fabulous Breeding to Win show, and what an exciting show we've got in store for you once again. Without any further ado, let's take a look at what you can enjoy on tonight's show. In the show, we look back at the highlights of the 2017 Equus Awards. We look back at the Drakenstein Stallion Day. My guest this week is none other than Muziyeni.
Hits the front in the Oaks, her 1,000 guinea success, Minding outclassed them, Architecture gallant in defeat. It's coming with a challenge and moves through into second. And it's Tarzan who has won the Investec Derby.
A length and a half away. He's 2 lengths in front. Chrome turns to gold. Smart Call wins the Jambi Mid.
Absolute thriller going to the line. It's Durban July.
Well, once again, this 2017 Equus Awards were held at the beautiful Emperor's Palace. Some fantastic results, an exciting evening, and wow, what an event the Racing Association, Gold Circle and Phumelela once again put on for us.
Lots of trophies to give away this evening, ladies and gentlemen. And the first category, as always, we start with the 2-year-olds, the champion 2-year-old filly. And your nominees in this category are... The judges, they got together. They've decided the champion 2-year-old filly for 2017 is Lady in Black.
Sequin and Lady in Black, these are the two over the last 100. Lady in Black's finding more, and Lady in Black has won it.
Not an easy decision for the judges to make, but the 2017 Equus champion 2-year-old Colton Gelding is Mustaqim.
200 metres left to go. It's Mustaqim in front. He's given more rein. He's gone 2 lengths clear of his stable companion Nafa. It's Mustaqim. It's the new machine. Mustaqim bar 4.
And the judges decided that the best 3-year-old filly in South Africa is Just Sensual.
Here's Just Sensual on the outside. Nightingale's looking to respond. Anna Pavlova and Niola. Just Sensual hit the front. Anna Pavlova and Star Express. Just Sensual and Anton Marcus pull it out the fire.
Judges again deliberated and decided that in their opinion, the champion 3-year-old colt of South Africa is Edict of Nantes.
Horizon is setting out after the leaders over towards the inside. Edict of Nantes is in front, the yellow cap. He's going on strongly. Nothing got a chance for him now. Edict of Nantes drawing away in the closing stages. Goes away to win it comfortably.
What a lineup. Quality, quality, quality. Your champion, older filly mare for 2017, a daughter of the late, great Captain L. Please welcome Carry On Alice.
Carry On Alice, the secret is out. Live Live, Just Sensual on the outside. But Carry On Alice, she's holding on. Just Sensual's coming late. But Carry On Alice says, I'm here. Don't worry, and it's Carry On Alice. 5 Group 1, she won it.
The champion older male for 2017 is the son of Gray's Inn, Legal Eagle.
Marinariska still 5 off the leader with 300 metres left to go, and Legal Eagle has hit the front in the Longrock Queen's Plate. He's kicked for home and he's put 2, 3, 4 lengths between himself and the rest. The Eagles landed. Legal Eagle wins the Longrock Queen's Plate from Captain America, Sail South and Marinaresco.
Talent at its very, very best. Back to the judges, and they believe that the best sprinter is Carry On Alice.
Crown of Roses back in second, then comes Lamia, further back is Pari and Trophy Wife, but Samanga Kamalo sits pretty on Carry On Alice. Trophy Wife is on the outside, tries to run on for second, but this is not more than an exercise gallop for Carry On Alice, who wins it by 3 lengths.
I go back to the judges, and they believe the best miler is Legal Eagle.
These two have got a couple of lengths clear over Legal Eagle. Marinaresco into the clear. He's starting to lift as they enter the final 200. Captain America's put his head in front. Here comes Legal Eagle. He's starting his run and he takes the lead with 150 meters left to go. Marinaresco is out after him. Legal Eagle, Marinaresco. These two left to fight it out. Legal Eagle keeps going in front. Legal Eagle from Marinaresco.
But there can only be one winner. And the champion middle distance Equus 2017 winner is Craig and Ross Kiesvetter's Whiskey Baron.
I see trailers up towards the outside. Milton is hanging tough, but Whiskey Baron is now unwinding in the centre, and Whiskey Baron comes to the front when it mattered, and he draws away. Whiskey Baron goes on to win it.
First time in the history of South African racing, your champion stayer is Hermoso Mundo.
Towards the outside, Zante, Bannerhill, Kinan the outside, Hermoso Mundo and Leader Train, Fortissimo's running on. Zante hit the front, Kinan, Leader Train, down the inside, Bannerhill, Hermoso Mundo and Zante from Kinan. Hermoso Mundo, Zante, there's nothing in it. Hermoso Mundo's going to win it. Zante second, third to Leader Train.
This gentleman has had 114 Group 1 victories. I heard Craig Peters mention that on Gold Cup Day, and is 3 Group 1 winners now away from the record that Terence Millard still holds at 117. Please put your hands together for the Ambassador of South African Horse Racing, Michael de Kock.
And the filly Ectafar bounded away. Matador Man's now on the charge, got 2 lengths to make up, but Ectafar's in command. Matador Man's trying to run late on the outside. Ectafar by a half. Matador Man's eating late, but it's going to go to Ectafar. Matador Man. Rhyme or Reason tackled by Trellis. Juba, One of a Kind is letting going on the inside. One of a Kind is coming home strongly. Rhyme or Reason and Trellis. One of a Kind's going to get up on the inside perhaps as they hit the line. Yes, One of a Kind got up. Flying Free is on the inside. Running on as Crash is over on the inside. Christopher also trying to get into the race. It's Old Folk there on the outside. And Old Folk's running on strongly over the last 100. And Old Folk's going to win it.
The opening leg of the Triple Crown here at Turffontein. The betting world counting. Guineas Field dispatched. 250 to go. It's still Janubi who has the advantage. El Sahem is back in second. Then Heavenly Blue in behind those. Tilbury for Janubi in front. El Sahem is coming quickly in the final 100 metres. Janubi keeping rolling from El Sahem. Janubi from El Sahem. It's going to be close. Janubi will give Mike de Kock his 3,000th winner. Pierce straight right. Janubi home.
You're going to go home, one of the most famous men in South African horse racing history. There you go, Mr. Stratham, all yours. Thank you so much.
We don't need to hold back for anybody in this country. We have an abundance of talent. We have got wonderful people. We've got a super industry that doesn't need to stand back for anybody. We can compete at any level, and if the playing fields are leveled, we can compete with anybody in the world. And to borrow a phrase from the Lebanese community, they'll know who we are if we can. Thanks very much.
The champion stallion for the racing year ended 2017, once again, the mighty Silvano. Your champion breeders for 2017, Klaver Vleistad.
Sponsors, operators, the NHRA, the press, the vets, the farriers, transport, the feed, the panel, especially to my partners, to my family, and to these great horses. I leave you with a horse saying, live like someone left the gate open. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I have a suspicion this year that it didn't take more than a couple of minutes to come to the conclusion that the champion broodmare for 2017 is Mystic Spring.
Trappiers in full cry in the centre. Ivy Green is trying hard up the outside, but Trappiers too classy, and Rapier goes on to win the derby. Ivy Green 1-2 for Kanamaya. Oracle West up late on the outside for third.
But Bella now explodes through, and Bella comes on top here over the last 100 meters. It's Bella from Shooting Ever, and Bella's too good, and she wins.
The outstanding stallion for the year goes to, and he ended the season on as high a note as any stallion could ever hope to end a season. I am, of course, referring to own homebred, the mighty Dynasty.
Dynasty has come through to pick it up, and he has the Derby at his mercy. This is true class as Dynasty powers away from the opposition. But Dynasty wins the Derby as he likes.
The 2017 Equus Award winner for the Outstanding Breeders of the Year goes to Varsfontein Stud.
With 7.1 million, 5 million ahead of the next best apprentice. Please put your hands together, a rowdy applause for Lyle Hewitson.
Arlington is next best, but In a Million rattles back at Brookie, but Al Sahem all the while's going about his business like a thorough professional, and Al Sahem switched on and put the field to bed. Al Sahem wins. 200 metres left to go, and Matador Man hit the front. Tilbury Force tries to close in. Clever Guys racing out in third. Matador Man over Tilbury Force. There's a length in it in the run down to the wire, but Matador Man has it under control.
First and foremost, to my family and my friends. Endless support, advice, praise, constructive criticism, and all your love has had a huge role to play in my success. Whether I was on a high after a feature win or on my way back after blank meeting Kimberley, your words kept me sane, grounded, and happy. I always had someone to comfort in. It means more than I could express in words.
He rode 856 times, for which he rode 195 winners, and had a win-strike rate of 22%, and almost 70% of the time, that's 2/3 of the time, in the money. And what a great achievement just the other day at Ascot Racecourse as well. Another one for Anthony Delpeche.
200 metres to go, it's Bipot in front. On the outside, Orchid Island, also Safe Harbour. Oriental Oak is running on. Belrose on the outside. In front is Orchid Island. Orchid Island, Bipot down the inside. Orchid Island has beaten Safe Harbour.
Baby, you know we got a strong thing. So stop thinking about the wrong things.
An Amazing Strike has taken over the lead. Second place is Countess Salute. Then comes Coral Fever towards the outside. It's Amazing Strike. Coral Fever is on the chase, but running out of racetrack, and Amazing Strike has won.
Mary, Jessica, you're special, and thank you so much for this beautiful job that you've given me, and you've rejuvenated me, and I feel like I'm 32 again.
Ladies and gentlemen, he just keeps getting better and better, setting the benchmark higher, striving for more. Records are there to be broken. Your champion trainer, Sean Terry.
Green Plains hits the front in the South African Fillies nursery. She goes 2 lengths clear of Daring Diva and Winter's Forge, and Green Plains has won.
you know, all horses have got their challenges, but we're hoping that everything's in place for today, and yeah, let's hope for the best.
But it's Exquisite Touch who's cleared away the Man of War sprint, and yet another winner here for Sean Terry. It's 5, the big 5. Exquisite Touch beats Green Pepper.
Kudos to a special group of people who deliver through the seasons time after time. Thank you to the administrators, vets, farriers, physios, chiros, carriers, pre-trainers and spelling farms. You all know who you are, but you may not realize the value you add.
The South African racing industry and breeding industry owes a debt of gratitude to Marcus Huester and his team, now racing under the banner of Mayfair Speculators Pty Limited, the nominee Derek Brookman. They are the champion owners for 2017.
It's still Legal Eagle clear. French Navy's running on with New Predator, but Legal Eagle is in a class of his own. Legal Eagle, his 6th Group 1 win, 6 winners for Sean Terry, and Legal Eagle has landed safely by 2.
Thank you very much, and to all the other trainers that we have a close and a great relationship with. You all know that for Mayfair, racing is a sport, it's a hobby, and it's our love for this game of the equine sport. And we thank all of you for your role that you play in the enjoyment that we have out of this game. Thank you very much.
That the champion is
Legal Eagle.
420 to go, and Legal Eagle goes strongly by 2 lengths. New Predator, Rafif comes out after them, and then Romany Prince, but with 280 to go, it's still Legal Eagle clear. French Navy's running on with New Predator, but Legal Eagle is in a class of his own. Legal Eagle, his 6th Group 1 win, 6 winners for Sean Terry, and Legal Eagle has landed safely by 2.
It's a great race, and it's always won by a great horse.
Must be quite a special place in your heart, this race.
It absolutely is, and yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled that it's nice when a big race is won by the best around.
We also want to ask Benson to join us on stage, that groom that associated with the horse of the season. Benson, where are you? Please come and join us as well. Thank you. Give Benson a round of applause too, ladies and gentlemen. He's associated with the champion horse of the season.
Well, back from Mauritius and a traumatic ordeal he experienced over there is Muzi Yeni, and lovely to have Muzi in the studio and on the Breeding to Win show with us this evening. Muzi, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Lovely to be at home.
I'm sure it is. I mean, it was quite an ordeal that you experienced in Mauritius. Why don't you tell us all about it?
Yes, yeah, it was quite a stressful moment, and a lot of people, owners, obviously had to suffer, me not being able to fulfill my engagements with the horses. First of all, obviously missing the July was obviously the biggest disappointer, and obviously being kept away from your family.
Not easy.
Not easy, not easy, not nice. And obviously also being a family man, a breadwinner at home.
Okay, now tell us what happened.
Oh, what happened was before leaving before leaving to come back to South Africa, I had a fallout with Mr. Maingard, disagreement in training, how I must obviously ride track work. And it was very, very critical of every little type of thing I used to do at track work. And eventually, to avoid an argument, I went to the head steward, who had known him for much longer than I had. I just asked him to avoid argument, can you please speak to him, because he was making my time very difficult while I was there.
How long had you been there at this stage?
I'd been there probably just about a week, just over a week.
Okay, so and this was obviously the first time you'd visited Mauritius and ridden in Mauritius.
Yes, it was the first time ridden in Mauritius, first time being stable jockey for Mr. Maingard. So I just had difficulty, and I thought it was very critical of the way I was riding track work. Horses, they, as you know, they're locked up most of the time. So when they do come out, they come out as wild horses, almost as wild horses. So I just was battling to keep the fractions and to do exactly as he asked, which I found very difficult. Obviously, maybe with my stature and size riding, it wasn't easy. And because I'd obviously asked the head steward just to please speak to him, because he was making my time very difficult there, I decided to cancel my engagement in riding in Mauritius. So Monday was a public holiday that week before the July in Mauritius. Tuesday on going to get my clearance, getting my sort out my taxes and collecting my earnings for
the time you had been there.
The time I've been racing there, to pay for my tax while I was there. I got stopped at the Mauritius Turf Club. They stopped me before I knew it, without even letting me know. They held up an inquiry to find out about a WhatsApp screenshot that had been taken that was viral on Facebook. So on questioning, obviously I didn't know Mr. Rappenkampen. He's a Mauritian guy who's apparently living in France, who posted it on Facebook. And the profile, the reason why it was linked, they linked it up to me, is because the Snapchat was a conversation about betting, and the profile's name was not my picture, someone else's picture, and the name was Muzieni Q, which since I've ever had WhatsApp, it's always had either a picture of me or my family. So
it wasn't yours? So
it wasn't yours. And prior to that, the weekend before, I reported to the Mauritius Turf Club that my Facebook had been hacked. There's people posting random stuff in Mauritius that I'm tipping horses on social media, which I haven't had my Facebook account open for at least the last 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
So I had an inquiry of that, and the Mauritius Turf Club cleared me of that. And on going there, they told me I do need to go to the police and take a lawyer with me to report the incident, which I was quite surprised. Why would I need a lawyer? Because I knew nothing about it. It was a fake profile. On going to the police in Mauritius, the police started doing an investigation on me. But I could see this was started becoming a long process. Tuesday turned into Wednesday, Wednesday became Thursday, and obviously I could see I'm running out of time to get on board and
come back home.
Come back home for the July. And another story came up, another drama happened while investigating the screenshot. Raymond, myself, and Brandon, Justin Vermaak, Devin Habib and his son, ex-jockey, we were on the boat the week before on catamaran, and there was a video dancing on the catamaran, having drinks on the catamaran. And what happened was, I was busy investigating at the police station. Raymond and Brandon had an inquiry. They got 3 months for being on the boat with apparently a bookmaker. And to me, it was all very surprisingly what had happened. I heard about it while I was at the police station. And the boat story, how it occurred was, I just landed in Mauritius. I landed on the Thursday. I raced on Saturday, and Monday Raymond phoned me to ask me to come on board the catamaran. He had told me that he had arranged boat trip for us to go on the catamaran. Justin Vermaak, Greenstock blood agent.
Bloodstock, yeah.
Yeah, he was about to leave back to South Africa, I think on the Thursday. Do I mind getting on, coming on the boat with them? Being known Raymond for 15 years, never had a problem with Raymond. Quite a good friend, good colleague, and I agreed to get onto the boat. And found out, obviously, while I was at the police station, they'd gone 3 months. Now, obviously, I couldn't leave because I was obviously dealing with a bookmaker. And obviously, this was all new to me because I never arranged a boat trip. Raymond and them Raymond had been on the island for 3 months. I'd assume maybe he had known more or less since he had arranged the catamaran with who were between Vermaak and Raymond. I wasn't quite sure who organized it, but I had received a call from Raymond, so I assumed all was clear. And that's why one of the reasons I think I was cleared from the Mauritius Surf Club, because obviously my little knowledge being in the island for only 5 days.
Now, how did it make you feel when Brandon and Raymond were cleared and you still had to stay there?
Obviously, you know, Brandon was quite a soldier about it. He spoke to his lawyers and found out how was my situation after they'd been cleared. And he said, no, I'm also got my clearance to go. Obviously, their lawyers were more, they kept them more up to date with what was happening. My situation was a little bit staggered, but I think they were waiting for their clearance before I could get cleared, because I think they wanted to find out if the stories were the same, if there was no story change. So I think that's why I had to wait for their verdict before my verdict was heard.
Tough time, because obviously you are not in your own country, you don't have familiar faces, you don't have family, you've got maybe 1 or 2 people that support you, that you know, but it must have been a very traumatic time for you.
Yes, it was stressful, more especially at the police station, being investigated, treated like a criminal. Since I've been in South Africa racing, I've never been accused of either pulling a horse up or not
giving the horse the best
or
chance.
cheating, whether with betting or being in the wrong place. So out of my 15 years of 5 years in the academy, 10 years qualified, I never had such cases. And the fact that first time I'm in a different country and I'm getting questioned like a criminal, obviously, first of all, every word that you say can be used against you, as you know. So I spent 10 days, the apartment that I was staying, police came in, turned the place upside down to check for any monies, which was, for me, I'd been there for literally 8-9 days. How can I arrange or set up racing in Mauritius in such a short time?
So that was your charge for being obviously associating yourself with a bookmaker, which is illegal in Mauritius.
Yes.
And
screenshot.
And the screenshot.
Yes.
Okay, so that was your charge. What's happened since then? Do you have to go back to Mauritius now, or is it clear? Are you free to carry on with your life as normal?
Yes, it's all clear now, because there was no case. When I say no case against me, the police had no charges against me. All was speculations. The gambling board was the one who stirred up all the trouble, because they went and reported to the police the allegations of me, whether they call cheating, giving information to people to receive money, or giving information, or being with a bookmaker. So there was the allegation, and truth be told, I knew nothing of it. I've been there such a short time, and there was a report. I did make a report to them
about your losses, or about your Facebook page
about my Facebook being
hacked.
Yes, hacked.
People in racing, and maybe more so out of racing, more so than in racing, have this perception of racing being crooked. And I think I've always been aware of it. Maybe I'm more aware of it now, being on the sales team and trying to approach corporates, and everybody says racing's crooked. And the first thing they look at are the jockeys, because the jockeys tend not to ride out their horses in a race, or they tend to, how would we say it, manipulate races or plan how the horse is going to win and things like that. So there is that perception. How do you feel or how do you think we could change that perception for people outside of racing?
For people outside racing, how I read it is they should understand that the horse still needs to win. You can plan for a horse to win, like trainers train horses to peak at the right time. The horse still needs to do it. So humans can't really have full control of how exactly the horse is going to perform on the day. It's blood and flesh. If it's not feeling well on the day, it's not going to perform. So there's no guarantees in racing that the horse will guarantee you to win. And two, there's a lot of challenges in the races. Most races in South Africa is about 13 to 14 runners. A lot of people got different mindsets. A lot of people read the race differently. So it's easy to clash in understanding. Obviously, better riders, top jockeys compensate and make better decisions than other jockeys. That's why they seem to win more races. It's very, very hard to literally plan a race. And there's also the National Horse Racing Authority that's out there to protect the public, to avoid these type of things. Our cell phones in the jockey room are handed in before racing, so there's no communications during race time. If you do communicate, you can get a heavy suspension or a heavy fine. So there are rules intact to protect the public.
And obviously that just makes you more aware of what you do in a race.
Yes, and you've seen incidents where jockeys not riding horses to the line and got beat. They've got heavy penalties. Most jockeys, top jockeys like Pia and Smanga, lose close to R500,000 in fines by not being able to ride for 2 to 3 months. So it's heavy penalties for them if they're not riding according to stipulations or the rules.
Muzi, lovely to have you back in South Africa. We've missed you, as always. I know you're one of those bubbly jockeys that love racing. You've got a passion for your riding. And I know it has been traumatic, but you've come back to South Africa with a bang, having your first meeting back. So hopefully that continues. You go from strength to strength. This was behind you now, and you can just move forward.
Thank you, Julia. And yeah, great to be back at home, and thanks for all the people that supported me, and obviously people stand up for you and only talk positive, and I'm just grateful for the positive people behind me through everything.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you, Muzi.
Thank you.
This horse produces a quality, precocity, and soundness. In other words, they win at 2 years old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6. They just keep on running.
Admiral Kittener's taking the lead now for Rosie Napravnik and the Secretary of State's Admiral Kitten on top.
He's a stallion, he's by Galileo, who's the best stallion in the world. He's out of a Pivotal mare, who's Pivotal's the best stallion in England. He's a great horse.
Towards the finish, Galileo joins the greats in winning the Jewel Derbies.
The United States being tackled by Haraki. The United States repelling the challenge of Haraki, and the United States draws clear to win the round at by 3/4.
Well, some of South Africa's top stallions stand at Drakensberg Stud, and they were all on display at the Drakensberg Stud Stallion Day. Let's take a look.
Well,
here at the beautiful Drakenstein stud this morning. It's pouring with much needed rain, but the people are still flooding in to see 6 of the country's top stallions. We've got a real show coming on this morning and really looking forward to seeing some world-class horses. Justin Snaith and brother Jono have just arrived here at Drakenstein for this morning's stallion show. Justin, you must be ultra excited because you trained some of these animals this morning.
Oh, definitely. You know, this place it's amazing going to a place on a where the weather's bad, but it's still so beautiful, and you know, it's just so privileged to be a part of it, and you know, I just really hope that it continues like it. There's a mixture of local talent and international talent, and as I said, you know, we wouldn't be on top of the trainers log unless we were supported by this farm and these stallions. So as I said, can't wait to see what they look like. I'm sure, you know, after playing polo this morning, these horses might look a little bit different.
Jockey Bernard Fadeher was lucky enough to ride Futura throughout his career. Bernard, it's fantastic to see them today as stallions.
Oh yes, it's always fantastic to see him, and I haven't seen him for a good few months now, so it's going to be interesting to see how he's let down. But I mean, he was a wonderful horse to ride, and I'm sure he's going to do really well as a stallion.
At the awards on Wednesday night, What a Winter crowned the Cape's, what do they call it, outstanding new sire. Of course, he's champion freshman sire in South Africa, so that's very exciting. The old boy Trippy was the champion South African sire the year before. We've got Philanthropist, who's doing well. And, of course, the 2 new young guns, Futura and Legislate, very proudly wearing one of the caps. You'll see a few more of other caps floating around here. Hope springs eternal with a new stallion in the barn, you know.
You know, we really appreciate all the support, and this is the biggest turnout we've ever had to a Stallion Day, and we're very grateful for everybody making the effort. The first stallion we're going to bring out today is Futura. Please let's not forget that this is the horse of the year of 3 years ago, a 4-time Group 1 winner by Dynasty, the champion Older Miler, the champion middle distance colt of his generation. He's the track record holder at Greyville at 1800 meters, and achieved a merit rating of 117 as a 4-year-old. This is Futura's second year at stud, and again he has a fantastic book of mares, and we're really grateful for the support that we get from all the shareholders and the people that are supporting him this year. We've got a highly anticipated crop of first foals arriving this year, and he started his year pretty well with the first foal being born at the Highlands. Futura is managed by Freeman Stallions, and his fee this year is the same as last year, 20,000 Rand. And we have still some bookings available to him, so I think if you're looking for a gorgeous stallion that's going to provide a lot of quality, I think Futura is the one. I mean, you just have to look at him. He's a lovely looking horse, led down so well. What I've heard from Mike Sharkey and the poll this morning at the leggy, but coming back to him, you know, he's just such a mature horse. He takes everything in his stride, and I think he's got a big future.
Futura is let down to a really, really nice looking horse. I've heard via the grapevine his first few foals are actually very nice, and yeah, they're looking great.
One of the most exciting stallion prospects in South Africa, even with his limited book of foals that are now yearlings that will head to the yearling sales this year. We still believe he's one of the most exciting stallions. Being a Group 1 winner by Galileo, you know, he provides unique blood in South Africa. And having looked at his foals and now the ones that are turned yearlings, you know, we're really excited about the small crop that he has. Ross will give you a little update on King's Barnes and his fertility issues. But you know, physically he's done very well. He ended up with us as 43% fertile this year. What we have found in the last tests and going through, it's not basically the numbers of sperm, but the sperm heads on majority of them are split.
So yes, if you get a good one that gets there, it gets there, but that seems to be one of the problems. The foals that we've got, we got one this year, and obviously from the yearlings, which in Prapanet now, are absolutely outstanding, and let's hope we can have a few more mares in foal. So please support them if you can. We'll see how we go. Thank you.
King's Barnes is another exciting stallion. I know he's got his problems at stud, but I think if you can get a mare and foal to him, it'll be well worth it. He's beautifully bred. He's by Galileo, who, as we all know, is just the best in the world. Yeah, so King's Barnes is one of my punts.
This is the sire of the moment, and the now champion first crop sire of 2016-17. This is What a Winter, and what a season it has been. His first year at stud doesn't need a lot of explanation. He's obviously the sire of Dutch Phillip and Magical Wonderland, who both won the Kenilworth Fillies and Colts Nursery on the same day. And congratulations to the connections of Magical Wonderland at the Cape Awards on Wednesday night. What a Winter is a remarkable stallion, and probably the only stallion that I've ever worked with that has continued to cover more mares every single year that he's been at stud. This year he is fully booked for 2017. Unfortunately, there are no spaces available, and he will cover between 135 and 140 mares. What a Winter is managed by Freeman Stallions, and his fee for 2017 is 50,000 Rand.
Eugene Freeman's using plenty of these stallions this morning. Eugene, they look fantastic, don't they?
Magnificent, especially with What a Winter doing so well at the moment. I think one of the top stallions to use. Looks like one of the up-and-coming stallions. One for the future.
Ladies and gents, this is Legislate, the champion 3-year-old of his generation, the champion miler, the champion middle distance, and horse of the year. And Ross is going to give a little bit more of an update on his first season, and obviously everybody's aware of the slight issues that he had in his first season. We think he's let down well, and hope that the new season will bring new light to us. But Ross will tell you a little bit more.
Okay, again, he's given us good old problems all the way through, but his problem, not that with the numbers, but his seamen swim in circles. So they're not getting straight up there, and again we're treating him exactly the same as King's Barnes with the vet work and the number of covers. We obviously haven't seen a baby yet, full of his life here. Dr. Martin Schulman is going to be coming down to do another evaluation on him, so we'll hopefully know a bit more with it then. As you can see, he's well, he's fit, he's on all the additives, and we can only just hope that we will get a better conception rate this year and see how the semen's doing.
The next stallion to come out is the instantly recognizable Duke of Marmalade. Now the sire of 5 European Group 1 winners, and we all know how tough that is to achieve. Duke of Marmalade has once again had a fantastic year in Europe. He's the only South African-based sire in the history of turf to sire a Royal Ascot Group 1 winner, and also a Cartier champion in Europe, Symbol Verse. The Duke of Marmalade was a fantastic racehorse, having won group wins from 1,400 metres to 2,400 metres. It's no surprise then that 70% of his group winners are winners below 2,000 metres. His fee for 2017 is 80,000, and we expect another good book of mares for him this season.
The Duke of Marmalade, I mean, bringing in a Danehill horse like that, just phenomenal for South Africa to get a horse like that. And your homegrown What a Winter, horses like that, just very, very exciting for the future.
The next stallion is Philanthropist. Now with his first crop of 3-year-olds in South Africa, he is one of only 4 sires this year to have sired
more 3-year-olds over 100. Philanthropist also has this exciting proper 2-year-old to race, and we know how they improve from 2 to 3. And he obviously has got some lovely, lovely 2-year-olds coming through like Tesabe and Pack Leader, and we know we've got some others in training. So a lot of exciting things for Philanthropist to come in the next season. His first crop of 3-year-olds rated extremely well. They included Singapore Sling, who unfortunately was sold to Hong Kong, in which we didn't see the best of him. She's a Giver, Sail, and the Slade. He's the sire of 7 stakes horses in 2017, and a lot of them we know will improve with age, as his record in Canada has proven. His fee for 30,000, which must be one of the most attractive fees for the season, is 30,000, and he's managed by Freeman Stallions as well. It obviously gives us great pleasure always to introduce Trippy, this remarkable stallion, the champion sire of South Africa in 2015-16. Again in the 2016-2017 season, Trippy achieved new heights and new accolades as the sire of the highest rated 3-year-old colt in South Africa in Gold Standard, and obviously the sire of the highest priced yearling ever to sell in South Africa, Charles, who made $6 million at the CTS yearling sales. Chippy will once again in the 2017 season cover a limited book of mares, and he's fully booked.
Fantastic mix, obviously locally bred sires and internationally bred sires as well. Some phenomenal race horses, and obviously we've got horses like Duke of Marmalade, who's already produced international performers of the highest order, and it's just very exciting to see them out here in the flesh. It's a bit of a chilly day, but horses were fresh and looking good, and yeah, a lovely bunch of stallions, and you can see why this farm breeds the quality of thoroughbred that they do.
Sound of Freedom. Zona Grata is challenging Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom is going away. Sound of Freedom.
Down the inside, Intriguing Lady, but She's a Giver's gone clear. Maleficent's running on from behind. She's a Giver's well in command, and a She's a Giver to win by 3.
Sail has set sail for home. She's 200 metres left to go. Sail is flat to the boards in front, but she's still 2 lengths clear of that. Sail is going all of the way, and Sail wins it.
And Gold Standard is running a huge race, and also William Longsword is coming on well, but it's Edict of Nod who's come forward to pick it up close home. Gold Standard rallies back along the inside. Gold Standard comes back strongly. Gold Standard.
Heavenly Blues fourth. Singapore Sling to launch with that, but it's Bold Rex who claims the lead. Doosra is one pace. Singapore Sling, Heavenly Blue nearest us. Singapore Sling claims the lead into the closing stages, and he goes for home. Singapore Sling.
Champere is kicking on from the back of the field and running it. Carrion Alice in the closing stages. Live Life has taken off along the inside. Carrion Alice can find no more, and Live Life comes charging through to win it.
By the reigning champion, sire, Intrepid has the pedigree to be a star, doesn't he? He ticks every box to me. You should want that. I got $1 million right side, and $1 million right side now. Had him at 2 million now. At 2 million, like the way you play. 2 million 2. Had him at 2 million 2. 250. 3 million 250 out in front. 3 million 200. 4 million 250. To your left hand now, get your right. 4 million 25. 4 million 5 in front. 750. 750. 5 million 750. Should we say 6? 6 million they say. 6 million now. Bad shake on a lovely colt. At 6 million to the left in front I sell. I cash him. A lovely colt. I sell for 6 million. 6 million. Thank you, MV. It's the Coolmore team. 6 million, lovely colt.
And Legal Eagle begins to tighten up. Deo Juvente is in the hunt as well. Then comes Deo Juvente. Deo Juvente, another rusher. Legal Eagle. Deo Juvente. Deo Juvente won it.
Towards the outside, Sand and Sea's running on. Nafa's still got about 4 or 5 lengths to make up. Yes, Sand and Sea. And Sand and Sea comes exploding into action. Sand and Sea to win, easing up and going away.
Speed Point and Dutch Phillip. Speed Point with the advantage. Dutch Phillip is flat to the boards and now coming back strongly, and Dutch Phillip is going to get up and win it. Dutch Phillip gets up to win it. Magical Wonderland just in front over towards the inside. Magical Wonderland hanging tough. Magical Wonderland wins it.
Up. Here comes Order of St George. Big Orange with a follow to go. It's still out in front, but I think it could be caught by Order of St George. Ryan Moore's getting to him. Big Orange with a half a follow to go.
Soft Falling Rain's won the SA Nursery by 3.
Soft Falling Rain, much too good. Soft Falling Rain, an impressive Guineas winner. Soft Falling Rain is drawing clear.
Flower Alley is the winner of the 136 Travers Stakes.
Well, that's a wrap for tonight's show. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as we did. And from all of the Breeding to Win team, good night.
Carry On Alice breaks their hearts again. Pulling clear in the closing stages. Smart Call wins the Jambi-Mid. And Smart Call comes home to win it in the Main Chance Farms Paddock Stakes.